Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi Bhandary and today I've got two of my students from 2024 batch who have cleared Galaxe Solutions. It's a product company. We've got 12 selects and we're really proud of them. So congratulations both of you. Yeah. So Snehal and Nikshit, both from computer science. So Snehal, what is the eligibility?
They had specified 70% in engineering. 10th and 12th wasn't specified. This was open to CS, IS and EC branches.
Okay. And what were the rounds?
There were 3 rounds specified. First was an aptitude round. It was basic aptitude. You will have profit loss, then percentages, blood relations, then
English questions were also asked, like passage questions and the appropriate word for the blank to be filled. Such kind of questions were asked.
Okay.
Then there were 3 coding questions.
Okay,
also.
okay. First for the aptitude, so how difficult was it? Was it easy or tough or mediocre?
Actually, the coding, the aptitude that was taught in the college were more than sufficient for those.
Yeah, you felt it was okay if you did
It was basic questions.
So for you all it was
It
basic.
was
But how many actually got shortlisted, do you remember? Because 12 selects I know, but then...
around 15 to 16 maybe.
That's it, is it?
Yeah,
So that means it is tough. Okay, don't go by that. Because here they will say, yeah, it was okay, but so many students write and then only 15 or 16 get shortlisted. That means someone went wrong somewhere.
Questions were tough, ma'am, but teaching that they are taught, those were very helpful.
That was helpful, but then that means you need to practice.
I feel like
practice.
the questions weren't familiar, but the concepts to solve it was familiar. Like it wasn't there in any of the sites online, but the logic that you have to use to solve them were taught in.
So if you undergo the training provided by the college, you feel it is good.
Sure.
Yeah, but you have to practice. That's it.
Practice is a must.
Practice, yes. That's why only 15 or 16 got shortlisted. All right. And then how much time did you have? How many questions roughly?
Total 1 hour 30 minutes for
1 hour 30
including the apti and coding.
Okay. And negative marking was there?
No, there was no negative marking.
So what is the coding?
So there were 2 normal C, Java or Python. One was database management system.
All right.
One coding question was simple, easy question. Next one was a bit medium or hard, I can say. Mine was a bit harder compared to others. Like there are different batches that are going. It's not similar for everyone. It depends. You might get an easy one. First question is generally easy. It's similar for all. The second coding question is different to different people. There are around 3 to 4 different sets. Then there is a DBMS question.
Okay. So can you specify, do you remember anything of the first round, like example of that first easy coding?
I remember one question. It was regarding candies and children. Like each child was given a rank and like how would you distribute the candies among each child? Such kind of a question was given.
That is for the first one?
The first one.
Okay, and the second coding?
Second, I don't think I recall.
Okay.
Mine same question. The first coding question was similar. Second, I thought like I had spent much time in aptitude, so I didn't have time. So I solved one coding and I went one with the DBMS question.
Okay, you left the second.
Because time management.
Yes, that's okay. Yes,
I had around a few minutes left, around 8 minutes, I guess. So I thought like if I waste my time here itself, so I thought of going for DBMS. So I did the DBMS question was they had specified 2 tables. You had to join those tables. Then you have to sort according. They had given according to their attendance something. It was given an office tables, employee tables. You had to join them. Then you had to sort them according who has come most to the office, something like that. Then there is an increment to a specific person they had given. If for example I will take Snehal. Snehal's name was given. So increment salary to Snehal's and update the table. That was given. That was my DBMS question. It was, I took time. As what I view was, it was not totally completed. I had given my best effort to it. So I had submitted. Sometimes what happens is you will do the question but you won't click submit button.
Okay.
Those my friends have missed.
Okay, good. Please share all your tips. Okay, not only of yours, what your friends make mistakes. Okay,
they have solved, and the time, if the timer auto gets completed, it will get submitted. If you go to the next question without clicking submit, those get cleared.
And
so
there were test cases, like you simply can't write a random code. So in order to test that your input is correct, there are like test cases with the code. Only if those test cases are passed, then that means your code, what you've written, is 100% correct.
Okay.
We had hidden test cases.
Hidden test cases.
Initially you can just write if else and pass the.
You can hard code
the 3 questions. Hidden test cases, if you don't figure out the logic, you can't solve the hidden test cases. You need to figure out the logic. So it's better to go with the easy one first, then complete it and do the DBMS, I felt.
Okay. All right.
I actually started with the DBMS because I felt like DBMS was easier for me than coding.
Okay.
In my DBMS question, you had two tables. You had to retrieve the employee details from both the tables, and I guess retrieve the employee details whose name starts from M and arrange those alphabetically with the details. So that was the kind of question that was given to me.
So commonly both questions have something as joining and sorting. Joining and these were taught in our DBMS subjects also.
Okay.
In classes we had lab programs, similar lab programs.
If you're thorough with your
Lab program.
DBMS lab programs and the concepts that were taught in the class, then it was easy to solve comparatively than the coding.
All right. So, what would you recommend those competitive coding platforms for anyone? Lead code.
And if you are starting initially,
Huh.
you could go with CodeChef because it provides very easy questions initially.
Okay. CodeChef is for beginners.
Beginners.
So anyone from the first year who wants to start
you can
off,
start. It's
CodeChef.
very good to start from first year. If CodeChef actually provides, if there are laddus and all those concepts and all, if you earn a certain amount of laddus and all, you can get rewards, t-shirts and all they will give.
Oh,
you.
they
Rather
give
than
this.
just starting with coding, I would say to get the concepts clear first. Like if you know the basic concepts, like what actually. Now there may be a coding question on stacks or queues, but if you don't know what a stack or queue is, there is no way that you can like solve the question. So that would get your concepts right, like the basics. And
But then the concepts may be taught later on also. So if there's a first year student, I mean, what would you say?
I was a CES background,
Okay.
PU student. So I was, even she was a CES.
Okay.
background.
So we had object-oriented program in PU.
Already in PU itself.
PU
We
itself.
So you know what? I would recommend this to. I would recommend all first years. Please start off. You know, because see.
Kunal Kushwaha is a great YouTuber.
Okay, Kunal Kushwaha. Okay,
Kunal, he's
good for what?
He's good for such concepts that are new to you.
All
He will
right.
teach in a very interactive
Kunal
and
Kushwaha. So students,
And,
please, if you're a first year, second year, open that YouTube channel, Kunal Kushwaha. Whatever subject you need, you can
get
you can
that.
get it.
There's
Okay.
somebody called as Abdul Bari. He teaches concepts of coding, with not the problems, like the concepts. So if you go through his videos, it'll be really helpful.
So it will also help you in your VTU or your regular
yeah.
academics.
Definitely,
Your
definitely.
Abdul Bari is the
engineering.
go-to guy for
Which one?
Abdul Bari.
Abdul Bari.
He's
Okay.
there is a third semester.
You know what? You please share me the links. I'll put this in the description. So at the end of this, in the description of this video, I'll put the both Kunal Kushwaha, Abdul Bari.
Then
Okay.
for third year, if you're starting with DBMS, there is
Please, yeah, please.
I'll just-
As we speak, if you can remember it, okay. And if you remember it later, give me that link. We will put that also. Please share all this. You know, see this video. We are not making it like See, this is a very ad hoc situation. This thing, setup of ours. Even our mic, everything. Nothing is of. We are just using the regular stuff over here. The only idea of making these YouTube videos is because see, these are the students who have just cleared. So whatever they have undergone, right, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel. By the time a first year comes to know about these
These
videos,
channels.
these channels,
I
because
actually came in third year. ma'am.
see, yeah. See, when you and had you got it in the first year, how good it would have been, right? You'd have breaking your head.
Yeah, it is because they explain in such similar. Even a first year, a bio background first year guy can do it. ma'am.
Okay.
So that Kunal Kushwaha is a very simple explanation guy.
Okay.
He takes a real life examples and explain.
All right.
Apna college is also. I just remember.
Okay,
it.
Apna College. Apna College. So please share me those links. I will put it up in the description. You'll get it. Okay. So if they go through all this, then you can then it will be easier for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about the hacker rank and all that?
Those were good, ma'am, because those were very deep. You can't start initially, ma'am.
They have like harder problems.
Okay, but start off with this code chef and all in the
CodeChef
first
and all.
year. Then maybe in the second year and
You
all,
can.
go to Hacker Earth and Hacker Rank.
Right.
Which is better of the two, Hacker Earth or Hacker Rank?
Hacker rank is much better, ma'am. They have a very organized way of
Hacker Rank. So first years, please understand, if you go to the second year Hacker Rank, even in the first year you can try off, but start off with Code Chef, and if you can clear, then go to Hacker Rank.
lead code is also
Lead code. And what Geek for Geeks?
Geeks for Geeks is very good for understanding subjects.
You have theory concepts.
Okay,
theory
theory. So if you want to study your academics, this is what they teach in college, where should they go for?
Academics.
That Kunal Kushwaha.
Kunal Kushwaha is good. Gate Smashers. I just remember
Okay,
that.
Gate Smashers.
Gate Smashers.
Yeah, I just
That is for
DB
academics.
That is for Gate Smashers is for academics. All right.
That-
They do have interview questions.
All right. So this is more than a Galaxy video. This is for your engineering. But I'm so happy, because you're sharing all this. Because most of the time students don't share. I don't think people share it.
yeah. We have seen other videos where nothing where
nobody shares. Nobody shares because if everyone sees this and everyone clears. But believe me, even after sharing, nobody will go there. Very few of the 100 people who are watching, maybe only 5% or 10% will actually go to these channels and make use of it, right?
We start in first year, half an hour a day is very much.
With what?
If you start in the first year, half an hour a day is...
half an hour a day, every year, every day.
Every day. It makes up very large in the end.
Actually, first year is the best year to start preparing. You don't have a lot on your plate. You
Yes.
have very little subjects to study from, easy subjects. Once you enter your core background, you have a lot to study and you don't have enough time. So first year is most of the time you're just free.
Yes.
So it's better to start from the
maybe
first
what,
year.
I'll take the two of you and we'll make a video for the first year. So in the first year, how do you go about navigate engineering for 4 years? Okay, now back to Galaxy. Alright, so this was about your coding round, and then next round was?
This was done, ma'am. Then we had got the shortlisted. Then we had seen our seniors video, what goes through. So that really helped initially because we didn't know what to study. So seniors video we saw first. After that, the second technical round dates came. Yeah, it was. I was prepared for because seniors had told in the videos Java and other technical stuff. What is in your resume? Prepare for strongly prepare for that. Then I had prepared Java, object-oriented concepts very well. Then I had done projects, college projects and all. I had prepared very strong for that. And puzzles also. As mentioned, puzzles were very important in Galaxe Solutions. So I had prepared all those. But what happened was that guy didn't ask.
So the interviewer didn't ask those questions initially or throughout the interview?
What happened was he started introducing. One important thing that I will tell everyone is have a very strong introduction about yourself. So that what happened was I introduced myself. He didn't even check my resume. He just went on with the introduction. What introduction you give? Considering that, he started asking questions. I stressed in my introduction, telling that I know Java. I have done projects in my Java. But that guy didn't ask Java questions. He was like, tell me about your colleagues, your friends, your...
You have to say that person, okay? It's not guy, it's not your friend. Okay. And you know what, this is a very informal video. So here I take the opportunity to correct you also because so many people are there and so that's what, I mean, I know this is colloquial and we say that, but always remember.
So then what happened...
so he didn't ask you Java.
He didn't ask me Java.
Then what was he asking?
My friends, my college life. I was prepared for Java and these questions were new to me because unprepared questions. I don't know what to answer. Then I got stuck what to answer, but he was like, it's okay, fine. Answer what you know. Tell me what's your favorite subject.
Alright. So I'll just stop you here. You know what? See, even though it looks like, he's not asking technical, it's very important. Why are these questions asked? This to understand you as a person. Because they are not taking some Java person. It's not a machine of Java that is employed. They're taking a human being. So when I need to know, taking somebody as an employee, I want to know that person. Like for example, like you're making a friend. The full personality, right? It's not like, someone is very good in academics, so you're my friend. No, you like a person because of his personality. All the traits. So naturally these questions are asked to probe, to get to know you as a person, right? Your college, your friends. So when they're asking that, then they'll understand you as a person. When they ask you technical, they understand your technical expertise. But they're not only hiring you for your technical expertise, they're hiring you for the whole package. So that's why. So all these questions are very important. Don't think that, they're simply asking. Nobody's wasting their time. They're all very highly paid professionals. Nobody can waste even a minute. So don't think that, these are all unnecessary questions. Every question is thought of and very important the way you answer. So good you brought this out. Very good.
Then ask me about my favorite subject. This was also not prepared.
Okay.
So I thought 6th semester I had cloud computing. I really fell in love with cloud computing. So I told cloud computing I really like. He's like, I don't know about your favorite subject. Tell me about which is your least favorite subject.
Okay.
That question I was not prepared that much because you can never tell me which is your least favorite subject. I thought like if I tell that subject, if I tell this, he was like totally fine. Tell which. I am not asking which is your hated subject, least favorite.
Okay.
So I told him like if I had to rate a subject, I would rate 1 as cloud computing. I would rate 8 for computer graphics. Then he asked me why do you don't like computer? You see computer graphics every day, like in your PC graphics is there, in your mobile phone graphics is there. Then I told sir. I just don't like how it operates because I have a very slow PC. When I was doing my projects, it won't run very smoothly. It takes time and all. So I told, he was like, okay, very good understanding of operating systems also. That's all.
Okay. Alright. I'll just give you a tip here. You know what, this I came to know through somebody who's doing very well, and that person told me that when this question is asked, tell me about your favorite, no doubts, you will tell your favorite. Your least favorite, you tell your second favorite subject.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it? Why? Because at least you know something about that. Because least favorite, you may not know anything. Did you get it?
Yeah,
So,
if this information that we had, I would have answered very better.
Yeah. So your second favorite subject, tell us your least favorite. All right. Okay. For you, how was it? What was your...
First interview was actually fine. He actually asked me for a very long introduction. He was like, I know you're an engineering student, but I want to know more about you, like your parents, how was I in high school, my primary, where was I born and brought up. He wanted a very detailed, long introduction. So I told him about myself. And then he started asking me basic C questions like what are pointers, call by reference, pass by value, such kind of questions were asked. You will learn this in your third sem, very basic questions, nothing.
Even if it is basic, they're expected, you are expected to answer in a basic question. Tell me a cat for an LKG, the answer will be different. Tell me about a cat for an engineering student, the answer is quite different. Even though the question is, okay, tell me about a cat. So, even though it looks like a basic question, but the depth knowledge is actually asked. Yeah. But even though it sounds basic, yes.
He asked me the same question actually. What is your least favorite subject? So I didn't want to mention any core subjects. Then he gave me an example. I used to hate social studies. I ripped my textbook into half because I couldn't study. So I thought, okay, maybe I should tell something which is not a core subject. So I was like, environmental studies. They teach us in our fourth sem, fifth sem. So he was kind of fine with that answer. And then he asked me, like out of the blue, he's like, okay, I'm going to give you an assignment. You should be ready to do this assignment. I told, okay, fine, I'm ready to do the assignment. He asked me to select one front-end language. I was like HTML. And then back-end, he told me to choose one from the back-end, SQL. He's like, okay, I'm going to give you the assignment. And then suddenly he started laughing. He's like, no, I'm not giving you an assignment. I was just checking how confident you are. Like, were you able to take up the assignment or would you deny? So he such kind of questions were asked. He also asked me like, okay, like think you're like how good are you in athletics? Like, do you like athletics? I was like, no, I'm not good at athletics. I'm not a sporty person. So he's like,
there's a difference. I'll correct you. I'm not a sporty. You have to be a good sport. That language over here is a good sport, and I'm not a sports personality.
I'm a sports personality. Okay. I told him that I'm not a sports personality. He's like, okay, consider you have a job in Galaxe Solutions, and there's this athletic meet that you're having, and you are selected for running race, even though you're not good at athletics. How would you represent the team? What would your preparation be? I told that since I'm not good in athletics, he told me I have 2 weeks to prepare. I told that I would start practicing. At first, since it's a running race, I wouldn't start running at first. I would start with walking, then jogging, then start running. And then I would ask someone from my team to record the timing of how much time I take to run. So such kind of questions.
All right. So basically, you want to understand if you're put in a situation where you cannot, just to see how would you manage, right? So
he told me actually. He was like, I want to check your problem solving.
Yeah, skills. That's it. Yeah, very good. And for you, and then what else? There was only one round, or there
were two rounds. Okay. First, initially, these were initial questions to connect to with me. Yes. After that, he started asking actual technical questions. He was like, Java, right? I was like, Java, So he was again laughing, and I won't ask Java. Yeah. He's like, what programming language you don't like, and all such questions he was. That was general questions. Then he asked me about cloud computing. Since I said cloud computing, he's like, there are many workshops are conducted in college now, multiple. So I attended, like in a free time we have to attend. So I had attended workshops that are conducted in our college. So in one workshop we had been taught about Docker. So Docker, containerization, and how virtualization works, what are hypervisors and all. That really helped. Then the rest of it was a 30-minute interview. It is constrained to 30 minutes. So last 10 minutes I spoke about this one.
About the workshop. So you must have been really involved and got something.
Workshops are very interactive, which are done in college. So after that, technical round 2. Was
what was there in technical round 2?
Technical round 2, what I felt was I was overwhelmed. Like I felt round 1 was okay. I can do. I was not actually that, I didn't go that deep into technical. So that guy around to him started asking me about technical.
Okay.
Full technical. He's Java. What is Java?
Okay.
Tell me about 4 pillars of Java.
Okay.
I told object-oriented programming concepts. Then it was simple. He cleared. After that, what did he ask? One problem statement he also gave me.
Okay.
If you are building a bank application, let us consider you are building a bank application using Java. Tell me what are all the concepts that you use. Using OOPS, explain me how would you build a bank application. That was his question. So, as answering to that, I told first I need an abstract class, interfaces, then public, protected, private and default access specifiers. I would specify a bank class, then I would inherit. Such all the OOPS concepts I used in a single. He didn't want me to write code and all, but he wanted me to explain how it works.
Right.
So I told about how bank application works. Then one more was again Docker. They seem to like about Docker, how Docker works, because it is used in the industry. I didn't know much about it was used in the industry. So it was asked how I told I like Docker. Because I studied after round 1, I sat and studied about Docker, how Docker works and all. He asked me about YAML file, YAML file. I didn't understand what was. I thought AAML because it is an online. So I thought AML and started answering about AML. He said, stop. I asked about YAML, YAML file. So then I understood. Okay. Then I told about what is YAML file, YAML file. Then explain me how it works, why it is used. Answered all that. Then one more main thing was AWS, Amazon Web Services. I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. There was one YouTuber who taught me about AWS, Amazon Web Services. Then EC2, cloud computing subject also in 6th semester. They all teach us all this, but what is asked in the interviews, those aren't taught. They are like teaching the basic. After that, if you want to learn more about it, then you can go to YouTube. So I felt interesting. So I started learning them. What is EC2? What is S3? AMI, Amazon machine images. Such questions were asked. It was 30 minutes. Then he asked me about sports, which sports you like and why. Then again, I was confused what to answer. I told I like to play kabaddi. I told I like to play kabaddi because it is a team sport. It taught me how to be a team player and all. I also like badminton because it gives me optimistic. It drives me to be optimistic in critical times because badminton is a quick sport. You have to be. The game can change at any time. And the kabaddi also, it's a game like you can go and pick up multiple points. So I told about that, and I like swimming also. I told that's all. It was simple technical, but in-depth technical.
Okay. Snehal? Yeah.
My technical interview was actually very short. It was like lesser than 15 minutes. So I was kind of scared, will I get selected or not? He started off with my introduction. He told me to introduce myself. And then he asked me about my projects. I started off with my DBMS project. So once I was done with my DBMS project, he was like, okay, that's enough. He asked me a CN concept question. He asked me to explain all the layers of the OSI model. Then he asked me a question on bubble sort, like to explain the bubble sort algorithm, like how it works and how numbers are sorted. Then he gave me a puzzle. The puzzle was I have to measure 4 liters of water using a 5 liter jug and a 3 liter jug, and I have unlimited supply of water. So I was able to answer that puzzle. And
these puzzles are not where you get to solve.
You can go to Geeks for
Geeks.
You can just search on Google top 100 interview puzzles. That is what I search.
Okay, top 100 interview puzzles.
You have this puzzles in prep install
also. So this you do it on YouTube or on Google?
Google.
Geeks for Geeks gives a very good understanding of how puzzles work.
They've grouped the puzzles.
But these are very common problems. This water jug is asked for everyone. Everyone.
Very common.
Problem. You can make any liter of water from any liter of water. So it is a very common problem. Then for me, he has cake problem. It is also a common problem. You have to make
so many pieces.
That's what. Then a wick and a candle problem. You have to make 45 minutes from 2 60-minute candles. It is also given in Geeks for Geeks. If you
Okay.
go through it,
So as a first year, when you have time, just go through that and at least do these puzzles.
they're fun, ma'am.
They're fun.
They're
All
fun.
right.
You can ask your friends and you can like, okay, you can flex on it. Like, I know the problems
Yes.
that you don't know and all.
I guess if you get selected for Galaxe Solutions, it would be good if you concentrate on puzzles, because a lot of other people who were selected, they were also asked puzzles, so that was
Alright.
something common in everybody.
Alright. Okay. So any and then we had an HR round.
No, this was
That's it.
Only two
Alright.
rounds.
Okay. So I think that time is up. Any last minute tips for the juniors?
Then my was Java. Study about your projects. When you're doing your projects, do very frankly.
Just don't copy your projects. I mean, when you're in your fifth or fourth semesters, it's easy to copy. But once you sit for placements, you'll understand that how important projects are. If you've copied your projects from an unknown site or anything, you won't be able to answer your questions on projects, because that's the main question that they ask in all interviews. Tell me about your project.
That are generally asked
Yes.
all about your
Okay.
project.
Yes.
If you make it, when you make it, see, when I did my Java project, we had problems while connecting Java connection class, JDBC. Yes, such questions are common questions. JDBC, prepared statements, result set, connectivity, what are statements, object oriented problems such as what are abstract classes, what are interfaces, what is the difference between class and object. Such questions are easily prepared and taught in the class also. So when you attend classes, you learn all those
Yes.
concepts very
So
well.
better learn whatever is taught in your class. I think that's what is asked.
that is
But the only thing is the application part of it.
Application part of it.
Yeah. Did you do an internship? I just want to ask out of curiosity. Yeah. Yes, no,
I'm
no,
not
no. No. So actually, that's what I want to say. Internship is not really mandatory for students, because project is even more mandatory. If you do an internship, great. But many times internships you cannot do maybe at this point, and you will end up doing it in the 8th semester. But if you can do a small internship, do it. But projects, don't miss out. Okay, please. All
And
right.
internships also, ma'am. I will tell you something. There are my friends who have done internship from third party unknown sources.
Okay.
Those are not genuine internships.
Yeah. So they
those
were-
are paid and
Those are not. Those are training.
Those
you
are
know.
training, yeah,
So
yeah.
that is not an internship. So if you
And-
can do a proper internship, do it. Otherwise, it's okay. But stick on to what they have said. And I think we'll end now. So it's bye from all of us till we meet again. Yeah.